Okay, good evening once again, everyone. I'm Ramya here. I'm Ramya Sriram. I'll be taking the session, the day-two session today on AI grade 9. So before we proceed for today's session, I would request the participants to just post it in the chat window what all we discussed yesterday. A quick recap of what all we learned yesterday. So can I have the answers in the chat window? Anything that you could remember and recollect from yesterday's session, you can just post it in the chat window. Okay, domains of AI. So that's the first answer from Padmini ma'am. Okay, AI tools for domains of AI domains. Can a camera detect disease? So from there only we started actually. Yes, Sudharani ma'am, you're correct. We started our discussion with this curious question and we learned about AI domains. Yes. Okay, Nisha ma'am has given us what are the AI domains, CV, NLP, DS, data patterns. Okay. Anything else? Quick draw. Yes, we did an activity on quick draw. What is it for? Why did we use quick draw? To understand which domain actually. Can I have the answers? Yes, Sudharani ma'am, you're correct. Yeah, to understand, yes, Padmini ma'am. To understand about computer vision, we did a quick activity in Quick Draw. One more app I told you during yesterday's discussion for computer vision. Yes, Sudharani ma'am, we will come to semantics, but I also suggested one more app yesterday for computer vision. Anybody can remember that? I asked you to do it during the break time. Yes, emoji scavengers hunt. Yes, Rajeshwari ma'am, you're correct. Yes, so you need a device with webcam for that. Only then it will be able to identify the object. Yes, Sudharani ma'am, you're also correct. Yeah, emoji scavenger hunt. Then yes, as Sudharani ma'am had written semantics. What did we do that for? Why did we do that activity? Semantics. What did you learn in that? Okay, yes, Sudharani ma'am, it's for NLP. And for statistical data, what did we do? To understand statistical data, what activity did we do? Yes, rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, so we did arcade in semantics. Yes, Smita ma'am, you're correct. We did rock, paper activity to understand about statistical data. Yeah, I'm happy that you are able to remember and recollect all of these terms that we discussed yesterday. So let me share my screen and we will quickly move on to today's session. Let me share my screen. Share sound, yes. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. So we will quickly see what is there for today and before we actually start the session. So the session is on artificial intelligence, subject code 417, class 9, 2025-26. So we are not touching upon employability skills as we discussed yesterday. It's all very common and simple. You can ask your students to do it on their own or with your simple guidance. And our focus is mostly on part B, that is subject specific skills. Yesterday we discussed about unit 1, okay, which is AI reflection. So today we are going to discuss lesson 2, which is project cycle, AI project cycle. So unit 1 has 3 lessons: AI reflection, project cycle, and ethics. Totally, all these three lessons put together as unit 1 carries 10 marks, okay, in the board exam. So today we will discuss about AI project cycle. So this is what we are going to discuss about. And let's go to, yeah. Okay, so I'll open the book. So as you all know, I'm going to open CS and using the teacher credential, we can just log in. Very soon you will get it, don't worry. Okay, so as you can see, I have already told that, but so I will not go in detail. You can have batches. So according to the textbook that you are teaching, the lesson, the chapter, the grade that you are teaching, you can choose the batch. You can bring in your students. You can manage assessments. You can create a quiz, assign the quiz, update quiz line. Okay, you can make announcements. You can create projects and assign the projects to your students in the same portal and collect the project, and you can also generate question paper. So all of these things I actually demonstrated yesterday, so I'm not going to go into that now. So let's go to batches, and I will go to the batch. Okay, so I'll go to a particular batch now. So our batch is now grade 9 AI superstar. So I'll go here and quickly I will tell you what are all the resources that will be available. You will have lesson plan for each lesson. Okay, so directly you can use these presentation and conduct your class, and every slide has speaker notes as well. So this will help you to prepare uh, before you actually get into the class. So what you have to speak in this slide, that is also given here. So these are all very teacher friendly, and you can straight away use it for your uh, uh, classroom discussion. And then we have ebook. So this is what I'm using to show the book, the content, and explain. And then video resources are there for each lesson, each topic. Video resources are there, and we have resources, additional worksheets, lesson plans are there, classroom presentations are there, the answer key for the worksheets, the short answer question, MCQs, true or false, fill in the blanks, everything will be uploaded here. Everything is here. So you will be able to make use of that additional worksheets, or if you want to check the answer, so you have the key sheets available, so you can use that as well. And then, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to teach. And then you have practice. So whatever you want to do, the coding and everything is available here itself. So students can do the programming, and they can check the output in the same portal. They don't need to go to another window, open multiple windows, and all. Once they log in, they will be able to do everything, complete the project, submit it to you online. Everything they can do here. So now let's go to ebook, and we will go to the second chapter, which is AI project cycle. Okay, and yeah, full screen. Okay. Okay, as you know that every chapter starts with a curious question. So the question here to start the lesson is, can a computer beat a world champion? Okay, so who is the world champion, and which computer beat the world champion? So that's how we are going to start the lesson. So Gary Kasparov, the world famous chess champion, if he is a genius who earned his chess grandmaster title at the age of 17. So he was ranked world number one for 255 months in a row. In 1996, he played against and won against IBM chess computer Deep Blue. So the name of the computer is Deep Blue. In 1996, he played against it and he won. Obviously, humans should be brilliant and intelligent than the system. So definitely he won. This proved that humans were still better than machines at chess. So it was strongly believed that playing good chess needed human thinking and creativity, something that computers could never have. That was a belief till 1997. So what happened in 1997? We will see that. After losing IBM's team decided, okay, after the Deep Blue, okay, it actually lost the game. So after losing, what IBM team decided to make the Deep Blue computer better and worked hard for many months to improve it. Okay, so a year later, they again asked Kasparov to come and play chess with that Deep Blue. And in May 1997, Kasparov decided to play chess against this new improvised Deep Blue computer. Now, what happened in that rematch? So that's what we are going to explore. Okay, so let's start with the learning objectives. So we will be discussing about 6 stages of AI project cycle in detail. Explain how each stage contributes to creating an AI solution and apply the AI project cycle to real world problems. Of course, we discussed AI project cycle in day 2 of grade 10 session. So this will be more or less same, but then we will go in depth compared to what we discussed in grade 10 session. Okay, so let's start here. So understanding the AI project cycle. Yeah, so we know that our mobile, okay, is very, very intelligent these days. Okay, it has so many apps. Okay, it can do so many things. Okay, it has music app, and it suggests the favorite songs that you like. It has a face lock app. It recognizes your face. Virtual assistants understands your voice commands. Okay, but how these AI apps are created? Okay, we are just using the apps, but we want our students to create the apps in future. So we are just putting the foundation for that. In 11th and 12th, when they come to 11th and 12th, they will be actually building the project. So when we want students to build a project in 11th or 12th, or when they get into AI related career, okay, they should have an idea what is the process, what is the step by step approach they should follow to create an AI project. Okay, so it, when we say AI project, okay, it requires careful planning, lots of data, and a systematic approach. Now this is common in everything that we do. For example, would a chef start cooking without a recipe? Would an architect start building without a blueprint? Would a doctor start treatment without a diagnosis? Or would a teacher take the class without a lesson plan? Okay, so that's how it goes. Okay, so everything needs a structured approach. Okay, so of course not. None of us will do that. Okay, we have some plan, we have some approach. Okay, we have some strategies to do the task, whatever we are doing. It is not that only for AI we need the structured approach. Even the simple day-to-day tasks that we do, we follow some structured approach only. So similarly, AI developers need structured process to create effective solution, and that is known as AI project cycle. Okay, so it is a systematic process to be followed to complete an AI project successfully. But when we say the word cycle, it doesn't end there. Okay, it's a cycle. So the 6 stages, we can say that after the last stage, it again comes back to the first stage. I will give you some example as we proceed in the session. Okay, so think of it as a roadmap that guides us from identifying a problem to implementing a working solution. So we have to identify a problem and then we have to find a solution which works well. For example, yeah, if you want to build a Lego model, then what you will do? You have to go through the instruction. Otherwise, we will be simply wasting time and it will be confusing. Okay, so the AI project cycle is like an instruction manual. So it gives us the guidance how you should do, what you should do, what are the steps that has to be followed in a proper manner and all. So understand it, what it does. The AI project cycle, that instruction manual helps us to understand the process clearly that needs to be followed, and break down complex problems into manageable parts, that is decomposition, breaking the big problem into smaller problems so that it is achievable. Ensure no important steps are missed, work faster and complete tasks efficiently, and create AI projects with ease. So this is the main objective of this instruction manual. So now that we understand why the AI project cycle is important, so we will discuss each stage. So you can see these are all the 6 stages. Problem scoping, data acquisition, data exploration, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. These are the 6 stages in AI project cycle. To actually get into the technical understanding of these, let's take a simple example and try to understand. Okay, so let me go to this PPT. I'm not sure how many of you were there in grade 10 session. So I don't want to repeat the same example. So I thought I will use some other example because the teachers who attended it, they will find it boring that I'm again explaining the same thing. So let's take another example and I will quickly show you what we discussed in grade 10. So I'll just show the slide and we will move on. Okay, so the teachers who attended grade 10 session, you can use this example also when you want to discuss with your students. So any example that you prefer. Okay, so let's not think about AI project cycle. We will just think that we have to do some project. Okay, a student wants to do some project. He wants to achieve something. There is a problem and he wants to find a solution for that problem. So the problem is performing. Okay, performing well in board exam. Okay, so this is a big problem for any student. Okay, so there is no question in that. So this is a big problem. Now to find a solution for this problem, okay, let's see what the student will do. What we can say, of course the student will study a lot. Okay, of course they will stay away from the screen. All those things are there. Okay, but then what the student will do, the student will also collect past papers, past question papers. Okay, so how they will correct, they will collect it from their friends, they will collect it from their seniors, or they will download it from internet. So there are multiple sources the student can collect the past question papers, of course for practice. Okay, let's assume that there are only 3 months for the board exam. So the portion is done, the child has done everything, the revision is done. So the child now focuses on performing very well. So the child will collect past question paper. Once the child collects the past question paper, what will happen? The child will download and keep it. Child will collect from the seniors. So there will be so many past question paper. Now, when you see, do you think that all papers will be useful for the child? No, some question paper will be like totally outdated, like those chapters only will not be there. When they download, they will see that science student economics past paper also will be there. Okay, so segregating the, we will say that segregating the past papers. I hope it makes sense. For example, all science papers in one place, all math papers in one place, physics paper in one place, or if some paper is not at all relevant, those topics only are not there now. Okay, the lessons are deleted. That is totally irrelevant. Someone has given some 1990s CBSE paper, so that paper can be discarded. It is not required. So segregating or organizing the papers properly, so that whenever the child wants to use it, it will be very easy for the child to use it whenever the child wants to study. So now this is done. So what the child will do, can somebody tell me? Everything is organized. What is the next step? Can I have it in the chat window? Collected the paper, segregated the papers. What is the next? Yeah, plan for the exam study. What the child will do with these papers? That's what I'm asking. Okay, yeah, pick important questions. Yes. So we can write, solve the paper. Exactly. Yeah, solve the paper. The child is actually getting into action and start solving the paper. Again, yes, Mamta ma'am, Smita ma'am. Yeah, you're correct. Of course, Sudharani ma'am, you're also correct. One more person also, pick important question. Yeah, trying to find some pattern. Okay, yeah, this question has come in 2015, 16, 17. Okay, and then some 3 years gap, again they have asked. So the child will try to pattern. Yeah, this from this particular topic, they are asking question every year. Some pattern the child will find. Okay, that also will be done, and the child will start solving the paper. Of course, while solving the paper, yeah, question paper pattern. The child will also try to understand the question paper pattern. Okay, now while solving also, there are many methods to solve, right? Every paper, I will not sit and write the answer in the A4 sheet. Sometimes I will take the paper and I can orally also just tell the answers. That is one way of solving. The other way is sitting and writing the answer. That is one way of solving. If it is an online paper, or if it is like MCQs, online MCQ, the child will do there only. So there are many ways the child will solve the paper. And once solve the paper, will the child throw away the paper? What the child will do after writing the answer? Can I have the answers? After writing the answer, record it and save it. Okay. Cross check. Exactly. Pushpa ma'am, you're correct. Check whether the answers are correct. The child will try to take the key sheet and evaluate. Okay. The child will check whether whatever I have written, answers are correct or not. Okay. Yeah. Referring Vidya ma'am, you're correct. Using the answer key, the child will try to evaluate the paper. Okay. Correct the paper. And once these things are done, child ready for board exam. Okay, so once evaluated, of course, what anything has to be done more. Okay, revise and try to overcome errors, and that is done, means the child is ready for the board exam. Also, a big problem is solved now. Okay, after doing all of these things, the child is very confident. Now this is the thing anybody will do. Okay, this is a structured approach to face the board exam. Now, when we talk about AI project, this is exam project. Okay, when we talk about AI project, there also there is a structured approach. Now, we will give them, since it will be done by a group of team of people in an organization, it has got a very technical terms for that. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So when we say performing well in the board exam, so this is the problem the child is having. The child definitely has this fear, okay, that the child has to do well. So we call this stage as problem scoping. What I want to achieve, I want to do well in the exam. I want to score above 95 in the board exam. Okay, the child has some goal and the child wants to achieve the goal. So that is the stage called problem scoping. And then collecting past paper to, okay, to do perform well. Okay, there are only 2 months left and the child wants to do perform well, so the child starts collecting past question paper. So when we say relate this with AI, then we can say this stage as data acquisition. Okay, collecting the data. As I told, there are multiple sources. The student will collect the data through friends, seniors, downloading from internet. Okay, and segregating and organizing the paper. As I told you, the child will put all chemistry papers, math papers together, chemistry papers together, physics paper together. If somebody has given him economics paper or accountancy paper, the child is actually from MPC background. So what the child will do, the child will discard those papers. So this stage is called as data exploration. Basically, sitting and going through all the papers, segregating it, organizing it. Yes, Sudharani ma'am, you're correct. This is data exploration. And then after doing everything, the child will actually start solving the paper. That is getting into action. The child wants to train, okay, himself or herself. Okay, so this stage is called as modeling. Yes. Okay. So this is called modeling, where with all the data, with all the question papers, or called otherwise called data, the child has collected, the child will start training himself or herself. Now check whether the answers are correct. Okay, key sheet. Okay, so this is called as evaluation. Okay, this stage is called as evaluation. Okay, so the child is trying to do the self-evaluation. And once the child is ready, then the child can be confidently sent for board exam to face the real-time exam. Yeah, implementation. So this is called as deployment. Okay. Yes, Aruna ma'am, you are correct. Okay. So putting it in real life situation, whether the child is really able to answer or not. Okay. Whether the child is really able to perform well or not. Okay. That is done. So the child is ready. So the child is going and appearing for the board exam. So the right side that you see, these are all the technical terms that we can use for the task that we do on a day-to-day basis. So this is one example. This is another example that you can use to explain your children. I didn't use this example. Okay, I will show another example. Maybe you can quickly see this. Okay, the other example of is for making pizza. This is the example I took for grade 10 session. I purposefully didn't take because I thought some teachers might find it boring. Okay, so this is again, you can see make pizza. That is a big problem. Okay, assume that friends are coming and pizza has to be served for them. The challenge or the problem here is it cannot be bought from a store. It has to be made. So that is problem scoping and collecting ingredients. Okay, so the required flour and cheese, vegetables, all of those things is data acquisition again through multiple sources. Multiple sources means we can just go to a nearby shop and buy it, or few things we can place or order online. Some will be available already there in our shelf, so we can use that. And cleaning and getting the ingredients ready. So when you buy vegetables, we have to clean it and then cut it and keep it ready. Cheese has to be grated. So that is called as, that stage is called as data acceleration. You cannot directly use everything. It has to get ready so that it can be used for your project. Again, you will cut the vegetables according to what you are making. If it's pizza, you will cut it in different shape and size. If it is for some other purpose, again, it will be different. And if the vegetable is rotten, you will just discard it, you will throw it away. So this stage is called a data acceleration. And then modeling. With all the ingredients, you will start preparing your pizza. So you can either make in oven or tawa pizza or cooker pizza. So that is modeling. And once it is done, you will just taste it to check whether everything is okay, the cheese is okay, the salt is okay. So that is evaluation. And if any thing is required, okay, in this stage, we will do it. Okay, add some extra cheese or extra salt, and then we will serve for everyone. That is putting a pizza for everybody to taste. That is deployment. Okay. So I took another example. Okay, now let's get back to the presentation. Okay, so if you explain this to your students first, then anything, whatever you are going to explain from AI perspective, they will be able to easily relate it. Okay, now, yeah, so here also you can see there is another example. You can go through it later. Now, there is also a like activity, match the following activity is there in the book. So you can ask your students to do it. And then companies like Google and Microsoft use similar project cycle. When Google developed its AI chatbot, it went through over 50 cycles of improvement before release. Okay, so as you can see, why it is called as AI project cycle, it doesn't stop here in deployment. After deployment, again, it goes to problem scoping. How? I will give one example. When the apps like Uber, Ola, and all came, we had some minimum functionality. Okay, yeah, you can book a cab and you can go to a place. Okay, but that deployment is done. People have started using, everybody is happy. But then still they found some problem in that. What is that? They found out that people from a low socio-economic background, okay, people, they are not using it. Why? They feel taking a cab is costly every time. What they did, so that is a problem they found after deployment. So again, you can see the problem scoping. Then what they did, they again acquired data. Okay, so maybe urban cities, people working in white collar jobs only they are using. Okay, not people from low economic status, they are not using. Once they found out, what they did, they actually brought in another feature called Ola Auto, Ola Bike, Ola Share. Okay, so many things slowly got implemented. How? Because it went through many cycle. It didn't, okay, I have developed a project app and I will put it for use, people are happy using it. No, it has to be going on through these cycles again and again. That's why we see any app that we use, every time you can see that more features are getting added, because after deployment also they actually find what is the problem in that, why some part, okay, or why some section of the society not using the app. how we can make it reach to many people, as many people as possible. That is the purpose of any AI project, right? As many people should use. Okay, so that's why it is called as cycle. You can see 50 cycles of improvement before release. Okay, but after release also it can go through many cycles. Okay, and yeah, so we will discuss the whole lesson. We are going to discuss about AI project cycle with a real world case study. So what is the case study? Fighting pests with AI. Okay, so when we talk about AI again, we always feel that how AI can be used for agricultural purposes. So that's what we are going to see now. In 2019, cotton farmers faced a serious threat from pink ball worms, tiny pests that could destroy entire crops. Okay, so this is some worm which destroys the crop. So each worm can consume 20 to 30 cotton balls during its lifespan, and with thousands of these pests, it has a severe impact on the crop. To address this challenge, a team of researchers developed an innovative AI-powered app called Cotton Ace. Now, what this app will do? This app will find out in the initial stage only, it will find out whether the plant is affected by bollworm. Okay, and if it sees that it is affected, then immediately it will send a notification to the farmer, and the farmer can take necessary action. Okay, so this will actually save the crop. Okay, now how did they do it? The app utilizes AI to assist farmers in identifying the presence of these worms in their fields by analyzing images of cotton plant. The app can detect worms in the crop very early. This is very important, enabling farmers to take immediate action. It also provides recommendation for controlling the pests, helping farmers safeguard their crops and reduce losses. Okay, so you can see this is a healthy cotton and this is a damaged one. Okay, now with this, how did they approach, okay, this project? So they have decided that they want to find a solution for this. They understood the problem of these farmers and they wanted to develop an app and give it to them so that it will be beneficial for the farmers. Now we will start from problem scoping stage. So as you all know, whenever we visit a doctor, the doctor asks us few questions before suggesting the medicine to understand the symptom and identify the problem. Okay, so that is what is called problem scoping, identifying and clearly defining what needs to be solved. Okay, so you can see the great scientist. Okay, it's an info by Albert Einstein. Once he said that if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solution. Okay, so you can see that how much it is important to actually give enough time to understand the problem. Okay, so problem scoping itself follows a structured path. Now what is the path? The first step is identifying a theme. Okay, so you can see there is, it's a big umbrella term that covers many problems. You can see the moment you see this, automatically you can relate to this. Okay, so you can pick any of um, these themes. Okay, sustainable development goal. Okay, we have 17 goals. Actually any problem, okay, that we pick will automatically fit in one goal. Okay, now I would request teachers to post in the chat window this problem of farmers, okay, facing this problem with worms. Okay, and AI analysts trying to help them by developing an app. Can you tell me which sustainable development goal, SDGs, it comes into? Can you just post it in the chat window? The project that we are going to discuss now. Okay, I got the answer. One answer from Aruna ma'am. Climate action, life on land, Sudharani ma'am. Okay, life on land, Sujata ma'am, Nisha ma'am. Cyber security. Ma'am, please tell me the SDG, cyber security. maybe indirectly it might be. Yeah, I also feel life on land is more relevant. Okay, SDG goal. But you should also remember all these goals are interrelated. Okay, yeah, climate action definitely it is indirectly. Okay, so anything that we, any goal that we want to solve, okay, any that we want to achieve, they are all interrelated. Actually, you cannot say that my project is fixed to only this particular goal. No. Okay, indirectly it is related to many goals. Okay. Okay, you can also say indirectly, yeah, life on land, no poverty, yes, when they are actually able to yield good crops without these pests, without these worms, then there will not be poverty. The farmers will not commit suicide. And no hunger, yes, of course, if they are yielding good profit, then there will not be any hunger. Good health and well-being, yes. No pesticides. Okay, if they are able to detect early, then they will not apply pesticide. Okay, so that is also for our good health. Okay, so you can see they are all related to each other. Okay, directly we will be touching upon many goals. Okay, it's not that. Okay, but I also feel the more relevant is life on land. Okay. Yeah. Now, in the case study, the team began their journey wanting to make an impact by solving a real world problem. They looked at various humanity related things and finally chose agriculture. So, I personally believe, I also tell my students, okay, when you want to solve a problem, okay, when you want to develop an AI model and solve a problem, the first thing that a child should have is empathy. Unless they have that empathetic feeling, okay, empathy to solve, put themselves in others shoes, uh, they will not get any ideas. They will think that there is no problem, actually what will I solve. Okay, so that will be their thing. For example, see, this problem also, unless we go and talk to farmers that okay, they have problems of these pesticides, worms, and that's why they use lot of pesticides and all, we never know. Okay, for us, okay, as long as the food is coming on our plate, it's well and good. So it's really important for students to have that empathetic feeling. Only then they will try to put themselves in others shoes, and they will take that problem as their problem, actually. Otherwise, they will never, if they don't have that empathy, they will never work towards finding a solution for that, because for them there is that's not a problem. Okay, or sometimes, as humans we just tend to ignore that. Okay, this is the way of life. Okay, I have to live like that. So sometimes that also stops us from going beyond and trying to develop something and contribute for the society. So you can also talk about these things to your students, just to inspire them, like how people are getting ideas. Why are we getting many new apps which makes our life very easy? Somewhere someone thought that this is a problem, this shouldn't be done this way. Okay, for example, these Ola, Uber and all, somewhere, yes, there was a problem, but nobody thought that there could be a solution for that. We thought that okay, that's how we have to do. Okay, just go on the road, wait for auto, bargain with him. So this is the thing that we were doing, and we were thinking that that is the way of life. But when apps came, that really made our life easy. Okay, so identifying a topic, a theme covers many problems and possibilities, making it difficult to decide from where. Okay, if you look at a broader manner, okay, for example, broader theme, agriculture. So what will I do in agriculture? What can I solve in agriculture? So you can see these are all the topics that are related to agriculture: pest management, weather forecasting, crop selection, irrigation system, harvest prediction, soil health. There are problems exist in every topic that is given here. Okay, even farmers are finding it difficult to do weather forecasting, crop selection based on the nature of the soil or the nutrition present in the soil. Okay, so everything is harvest prediction. Okay, everything is a problem. Okay, and in the case study, while agriculture, you can see that there are many problems, many areas that we can work. But through discussions with farmers, they concluded that pests were causing significant losses. Okay, which topic has more impact? Okay, a negative impact. Okay, so pests. So this helped them focus their efforts on developing a solution for pest detection and management. Okay, so that's how they starting. Okay, detecting the pest and eradicating it. Now you can ask your students to select a theme for their problem and then finding the topics for that. Okay, this is an activity the children can do in the textbook itself. Now selecting a problem, pest management is our topic. These could be some of the problem. What is that? Pest identification, crop loss, cost of pest control, environmental impact. So we need to select one specific problem. So we are selecting a theme. Under the theme, we are selecting a topic. Under the topic, we are selecting one problem that can be effectively solved by AI. Okay. So what is the problem that we are taking? They found the most critical issue was the early identification of pest in the crop. Okay, so this pest was particularly damaging because it was difficult to spot with the naked eye. Okay, that is why we are bringing AI into picture. Why AI is coming into picture? It has to be detected in the early stage, and in the early stage, it cannot be spotted with the naked eye. By the time the damage was visible, it was too late. Up to 40% of the crop already destroyed. So this is the goal. What is the goal? How might we help farmers identify the worm infestation early? Okay, there is a process, right? When it actually starts to destroy the crop. Okay, that process is called as infestation. How to identify it early? Okay, how to help the farmers to identify it early? Okay, now you can see, you can ask your students, what is the theme? Agriculture, topic, pest management, problem, killing that pests in the initial stage itself, and what is the good? Helping the farmers to identify the problem. So this is what you can ask your students to write for their topic, okay, or for their theme that they have chosen. Now, understanding the problem. To understand the problem better, we are going to use 4W problem canvas. It will help us to systematically identify who, what, where, and why. Okay, now we will see who. Who means who are the people who are directly or indirectly affected by the problem. Okay, they are called as stakeholders. Okay, so we have to identify. One example is when COVID started and the schools were closed. Who are the people who are directly or indirectly affected by the lockdown? Okay, when it comes to education, students, teachers, school management, parents. Why parents? They are indirectly related to it. They are paying fees. Okay, so the management has to run the school. So these people are the stakeholders. So people who are directly or indirectly affected by the problem, and if a solution is defined, then these stakeholders only will get benefited. Okay, the next is what block. What is the problem? Define the problem. Okay, so that is what? Gathering evidence to prove its existence and understanding nature. It should actually be a problem. There should be so many people talking about it. There should be articles, there should be discussions, that there should be news reports, okay, to tell that yes, this is a problem that exists in this world. And where block examines the context, okay, where it is happening, which location it is happening, in which situation, which context the problem is happening. That is where block. Why block? Why it has to be solved? Okay, and how it will impact the stakeholders as a whole. Okay, so these are all the four W canvas. Okay, who, what, where, and why. So when we talk about this example, so I'll just quickly tell who the farmers will get benefited. Of course, some AI agricultural experts will get benefited. What they have to destroy, the worm they have to destroy. And what is the problem? The worm destroys cotton crops, and these are all the problems. Difficult to detect it. 40% of the crops getting destroyed. Excessive pesticide uses occurring. Because of that, so these are all the problems. So what is the problem and where it occurs? The location, Maharashtra, it occurs. And when it occurs? During cotton growing season, okay, or areas with limited access to pest management experts. So where means you can also say location, you can also say context, situation, and all. Why? Of course, if this problem is solved, farmers can easily identify the pest, and we can reduce crop loss, optimize pesticide usage, and protect farmer livelihood. Now, this 4W Canva was first used in journalism actually to gather complete information about a story. But now it is also used in problem solving across many fields. So there is a 4W Canva, so the children can write. You can first ask them to take a theme, identify the topic, identify the problem, and then define the problem, and then come up with 4W problem canvas. Okay, the next is problem statement. Using that 4W problem canvas, we can generate a problem statement. So our stakeholders, who are the people, has a problem, that what is the problem that they have to write here, when it is occurring, the context or situation, and what would be the ideal solution, who, what, where, and why, the 4W. So this will help you to develop a problem statement template. The 4W Canva will help you to develop a problem statement template. You can see here, for our case study, our cotton farmers has a problem that the worms damage their crops. So this is the problem. When they cannot detect the infestation early enough, so they are not able to identify it early, what would be the solution? An AI app that identifies the presence of the worm and help farmers take a timely action to prevent crop damage. Okay, so this is how the problem statement can be created with the help of 4W Canva. Now you can ask your students to come up with the problem statement for their chosen problem. Okay, now let's go to data acquisition. As I told you, this is the second stage where we gather lots of data, like how the student collected past question papers through multiple resources like friends, seniors, downloading from internet. So same way, acquisition is the process of gathering information needed to solve our problem. Okay, so you can see here, AI solutions need relevant data to work effectively. So there is a info byte. Spotify's AI learned to recommend music by studying over 50 million playlists. So there is an info byte. You can ask your students to go through it. Okay, now in our case, after identifying the farmers needed help with early pest detection, the team first needed to understand what information would help them create an effective solution. Okay, but before going to data collection, okay, they did something crucial. Should be a system map that has to be created. A system map shows how different elements in a system are connected and how they influence each other through cause and effect relationship. Now, what do you mean by that? We are going to create one system map now. So what do you mean by system map? There are these elements in the system map. Arrows shows how one element affect others. You can see there is an arrow going from here. So if the child has exam pressure, it will have an impact on good scores. So you can see that's why they are connected. So it is represented using an arrow. So when you see plus sign, it means it's a direct relationship. Means if one element increases, the other increases. Okay, when you see minus sign, it means inverse relationship. Means as one element increases, the other element decreases. Okay, I can show you here. Good scores is connected to confidence with the plus sign. Means increase in good score increases the confidence. That's why the plus symbol is there. Let's take this one. Exam pressure is connected to good score, but the sign is minus. Means increase in exam pressure reduces the score. Okay, of course, if you take too much of pressure, the child will not do well. When we see this understanding and good score, as you can see here, when there is good understanding, okay, so you can see here the child will definitely score well. Okay, now sometimes length of the arrow indicates time delay. Longer arrows means changes take more time. So you can see good score and confidence. Okay, confidence and motivation, the line is little long, means it takes time, okay, to build that, develop that motivation. Okay, and sometimes many elements form a cycle where each element affects the next. Okay, as you can see, when the distractions are more, study hours become less. You can see these two are connected. Why minus? When this is more, this will be less. Okay, so that's what is given here. I will also show you with a one more example. See, the same system map is given here. Okay, how humidity is related to pest population, and when the pest population increases, crops get damaged. Okay, and you can see early detection and crop damage, they are related. When it is detected early, then okay, it the damage also will be less. Okay, so that's how it is. You can see here pest population, farm income. When pest population increases, farmers income will become low. Okay, so that's why it is minus. Now to understand this, you can ask your students to create map using this link. Okay, I will just show you how can we create a system map using this link. You can see here. Yeah, so this is the place. Okay, yeah, so this is called as ncase.me/loopy. So you can see here how these two are connected. What I will do now, I will just delete this. Okay, and we will start creating one. Okay, so let's come up with an example. So I will click on this pencil icon and I will draw a circle. Okay, you can see once I draw a circle, a node is
Excuse me,
formed.
ma'am.
Sorry, yes ma'am.
What is this app called?
Ma'am, I will share the link once I finish the demonstration, ma'am.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Because if I put it now, then everybody will start trying. I will definitely share the link. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a node. Okay, so you can change the color of the node. You can see change the way its appearance and question mark. So what I will do, I will say vehicles. Okay, vehicle node. Okay, I'm maybe I am trying to create an app for pollution or for global warming. Okay, or reduce pollution and its impact and all. So I'm creating a node for vehicles, and then I will create another node. Just draw it and you are getting it. You can change the color if you want, and then the question mark. So I will write here air pollution. Now I want to connect these two. Yes, these two nodes are connected. Okay, but you can see there are two options here. There are two options here. Are they connected in an inverse proportion or direct proportion or inverse proportion? Direct proportion means when the number of vehicles increases, air pollution also increases. So I should have the plus sign here. It's correct. Okay. Now I will go draw, sorry, I have to draw a node. I will draw another node, change the color, and here I will write here temperature. Okay, now I will connect these two. Okay, so automatically it is showing plus. Okay, now it means if air pollution increases, temperature increases. Now I will draw another node and I will write here rain. Okay, okay, so now what happens when the temperature increases? We get less rain. Okay, so it cannot be plus, it is inverse proportion. So you can see here relationship more, less. So I will go click on this, the left on the right side, you can see I will click on this minus. Okay, if there is less rain, okay, what will happen? We will automatically get like global warming. Okay, the okay, so here I can say globe will become very warm. Okay, so less rain, more heat. Okay, so that way you can see here I have created a system map showing the relationship between the elements. Okay, so this way, okay, I want to reduce air pollution. I can tell that these are the impacts. There are many elements related to it. Okay, and how they are all related to each other. Okay, so I can show that relationship using this link. And now I will post the link. Okay, so I have posted the link, ma'am. You can save it. So you can ask your students when they come to lab, you can give them this as an activity, tell them that whatever problem statement they have taken, they have to identify the elements and create a relationship and show it as a system map. I hope this is clear, ma'am. Is it okay? Shall we proceed? Okay. Yeah, thank you, Nupur ma'am. Let's proceed now. I'll go to the, yeah, okay. So the next is a data feature. Data features refers to the type of data you want to collect. Okay. So we all know, we discussed already, there are two types of data: training data and testing data. Some data you want to collect to train your AI system. Some data you keep it aside to test your AI system. I gave the same example in the previous sessions also, that as teachers, what we will do, if you are a math teacher and there are 10 problems with you, what you will do, you will pick 5 problems and give it to students in the class to train them. Okay, you will be there around. If they make a mistake, you will tell them how to solve and all. The other 5 problem you will not even show to your students, you will keep it separately. And what you will do, in the exam paper you will give those 5 problems to evaluate them, to test them. So the 5 problems that you give students in the class, okay, where you use those 5 problems to train them, that is testing data. And the 5 problem, the other 5 problem that you kept aside, which you used for the exam paper, in the exam paper, that is testing data. So that is what here. So once we collect the data, what we will do, we will use the data, okay, training data. So we use some portion of the data to teach AI system to understand the patterns and relationship, helping it learn how to make predictions and decisions. We also created a relationship now. It's the same way that AI system will also do, try to find the pattern and relationship between the elements. Now next is testing data. New data used to evaluate if the AI system can correctly apply when it learned from the training data. So this is training data and testing data. So in our case, what are the data? Thousands of images of both healthy and infected cotton plant. So that data is given, and various stages of pest infestation. That is also given to AI system, because if it finds any of these things, if it finds this egg, it is initial stage itself, it will alert. In case if this stage is missed, the other stages are also given. At one stage it has to definitely alert. And then the weather data connected to past pest outbreaks. If there is more humidity, then the pests are like coming up, then that data is also recorded and given to AI system. And the records of successful pest management cases. So all of these things, these are all the data, thousands of photographs, weather reports, everything is given to AI system. Now, when we say so much of data is given, we have to ensure that they are coming from reliable sources. Okay, so we need to collect the right data. That is very important. Only then the AI will also give the right prediction. Okay, how, what are the ways to collect the right data? Surveys and interviews. So you can talk to farmers or any stakeholders. You can give feedback forms. You can give questionnaires. You can consult with the experts. Okay, or sensors and devices. Of course, sensors can be used in weather stations, digital cameras, field monitoring equipment. So sensors are also one source of data acquisition process. Web scraping, as I said, we can just collect from the websites. Okay, digital databases that are maintained or online repositories, that they are all called as web scraping. And existing records, government also will have some records, research papers will be there, some historical records will be there. So data can be collected through multiple ways. So any one of these can be followed. Now, when it comes to our case study, then you can see surveys and interviews. The AI developers can go and talk to farmers to understand about their problem, okay, and gather knowledge from agricultural scientists. Field data collection, they can go to the field, take multiple photographs of healthy plant, infected plants, weather station readings, pest trap monitoring. Okay, so they can take photographs just by going to the field and existing records. They can also take records from the government, weather department, and verified farmer cooperatives. So whenever we collect the data, these questions are important. Okay, just because you want data for your project, we cannot just steal from others. Okay, we have to take the correct permission and also ensure privacy protection. That is one very important when it comes to data collection. And also once it is collected through authentic ways, then we have to check whether data is accurate, well documented, verified from reliable sources. Okay, and is the equipment maintained and the data organized properly? Whatever equipment that we are keeping, for example sensors, is the equipment maintained properly? Will it collect the data properly? And whether the data is once collected, is it organized properly? That has to be checked. Are the collection dates and times recorded consistently? Of course there should be a timestamp, so that to know that how recent it is the data regularly updated and sources tracked for authenticity? You should always keep the sources in mind from where the data is coming. Okay, now you can see when IBM's Watson prepared for Jeopardy, it's a quiz competition. What they did, IBM fed the system with lots of carefully verified sources like encyclopedias and academic journal. And in that Jeopardy quiz competition, actually, AI, okay, the AI system that they had developed, it actually won because the information they collected, they were authentic and they are from reliable sources like encyclopedias and academic journal. That is why it was able to win the quiz. Okay, so you can ask your students for their problem what data they need, from where all they can get, and what is the reliability, whether simply they are writing some websites or they know that whether the websites are authentic or not. Okay, so this activity you can ask them to do. And before we go to the next stage, which is data exploration, let's go for a 5-minute break. um, yeah, so time is 6:04 now, maybe 6:10. We can be back. Take a short break before we start with data exploration. Nupur ma'am, yes, I will show you the front page of the book. After the break I can show you. I hope you're all back from your break. Okay. Yes, Nupur ma'am, I will show you at the end of the session, ma'am. Both the books I can show you, AI Superstar Grade 9 and Grade 10. Both the books, I have the hard copy, so I will show you both the books. So we will start now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we are in stage 3. I hope all are back. So you can join the session now. We are starting. So stage 3, which is data exploration. So once we have acquired the data, it is essential to understand what the data reveals. Okay, so this is where data exploration comes in. So as we discussed in the pizza example. Okay, happy that you're all back on time. So Pushpa ma'am, Mamta ma'am, Narmada ma'am. Okay, we will continue now. Okay, so data exploration, we know that we saw in the example, PISA example, and the student approaching the example, that how once the data is collected, so basically understanding what the data is all about. Okay, so it's the process of analyzing and understanding the data to uncover patterns and trends. Yeah, the child will keep all the past 5 years paper, past 10 years paper, how the questions are being asked, which topic and in what form they are asking. Okay, so the child will try to analyze and to score well. Okay, so it acts as a bridge between data acquisition. This exploration stage will prepare the data so that it can go to the next stage. The next stage is the important stage, modeling stage. So they are saying that data exploration acts as a bridge between data acquisition and the modeling, so ensuring that the data is ready and can be used for creating any AI solution. Okay, now, yeah, so they are also telling with some examples. Okay, when you buy food, are they fresh? Do you have enough of each? Similarly, in data exploration, we inspect and analyze the data, ensure that it is meaningful and it is suitable for use. If it's not suitable for use, then we will prepare it. One example, you buy capsicum, okay, for pizza. You cannot put the capsicum directly in pizza. You have to ensure that it is suitable for use. Cut it according to the pizza, and then only you can use it. Okay, so that's what they are meaning that's what they mean here. Now, data acceleration, identify trends and patterns we discussed. Okay, how the child will keep all the past papers and do it. Detect errors and inconsistencies in between economics paper, just throw it. Gain contextual understanding. So develop a deeper understanding of the data's context, which helps in making informed decision. That's what I'm telling you, like understanding the pattern of the question paper, and then making informed choices. Okay, these type of questions are coming more, so or I'm finding difficulty in attempting these questions, so I will prepare more on that. So that is what is called as gain contextual understanding. Okay, now again coming back to pest management. Okay, so through data exploration, what all they can do, analyze patterns in infestation across different weather conditions. When there is lot of moisture in the weather, then how the pest infestation happen. When it is actually very hot weather, how the infestation happens. So they study that. Okay, observe trends such as higher pest activity during specific month. Yes, as I told you, the months which are very humid, uh, pest activity is more. Okay, infestation activity is more. Identified inconsistencies in data such as missing images or duplicate entries, and resolve them. As I told you, like if there are any errors or any missing data, duplicate data, they will just delete it. Okay, now when we talk about AI application, it is not very few data. Okay, you saw in the example when I want to develop an app for pollution control from vehicle, I took very few elements. Okay, and for every element we need to collect the data, how many number of vehicles are there and how much of pollution is coming, what type of like whether carbon dioxide, what is the percentage of carbon dioxide is coming out. So much of data will be taken into consideration when we want to develop an AI project. So just seeing the data in the form of numbers and text, it will be really difficult for the AI developers to work with that data. So to understand the data, we always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So the 1,000 data that we have collected can be represented in the form of charts. Okay, so you can see a bar graph, okay, pie chart, line chart, histogram, scatter plot. There are many ways the data can be represented in charts. So which type of chart should be used for a particular data? Okay, that has to be decided by the developer. So for that, the developer should have an understanding of what each bar graph is used for. For example, when we say bar graph, okay, so it is used to compare monthly sales, okay, making it easy to see which months has the highest and lowest performance. We can also use it for FA1, FA2, FA3, FA4, FA5, FA. So we can create FA1, what is the mark, FA2, what is the mark. So this graph will help the child which FA the child is scored, has scored well. Okay, that can be used for bar graph. Pie chart, it is used for showing the proportion. The moment we say pie chart, you can give this example: atmosphere. Okay, how much, what is the percentage of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, oxygen, nitrogen, other gases. So for 100 percentage, how much percentage of carbon dioxide is there in the atmosphere, how much percentage of oxygen is there in the atmosphere. So to show the proportion, pie chart can be used. Line graph, immediately IPL, you can see that after 15 overs, how they were. Okay, so you can see that they will nicely show it in the line graph. Okay, so what was the score in fifth over, and then from 10th over, 15th over. So you can see that they will show both the teams the same way, like how we are seeing here in the line graph. So it helps them how they are proceeding, okay, from the beginning, how they have come, both the teams. So comparing both the teams. So that is line graph. And we have histogram, shows how data is spread out by grouping similar values together. For example, I want to know how many students have scored between 40 to 60. How many students have scored 60 to 80? How many students have scored 80 to 100? If I want that type of visualization, I can go for histogram. I will quickly show you in Excel sheet. I have already kept it ready. So I will just, it will be easy for you to, yeah, this one. Okay, you can see here, this is marks, okay, of students. This is number of students. Okay, I will write here number of students. Students I will write, yeah. Okay, number of students. Okay, now you can see 23 to 49. How many students have got? Okay, again 49. I'm not sure whether you're able to see. Yeah. Yeah, you can see here 23 to 49, how many students have got? 49 to 74, one student have got. 74 to 100, four students have got. So this is histogram chart. Okay, by just using the Excel sheet, you can show your children. Again, you can decide. Okay, suppose, see, I want number of bins, means bars. Okay, 3. No, I want it 4. Okay, divide it much more. And yeah, if I say, then I will get 4. Okay, it will be equally divided: 23 to 42, 42 to 62, one student; 62 to 81, one student; 81 to 100, 3 students. So this is histogram. Basically, it will show how many have scored in a range of marks. Now, the next chart is, next scatter plot shows dots on a graph where each dot represents a piece of data. The dot shows how two things are related to each other. So every dot is a data which connects two things. Okay, I will again show you one example. Yeah, this is histogram. Yeah, this is the scatter plot. Okay, so study hours. If I study for 1 hour, if a student studies for 1 hour, the child is able to score 55 marks. The child studying for 2 hours, the child is scoring 62 marks. So that is what you can see. 1 hour, the horizontal axis is hour and the vertical axis is mark. So this dot represents the first dot. Okay, represents that 1 hour of study gives me 55 marks. Okay, and the next one, if you see here, okay, 2 hours of study, okay, gives 62 marks. Yeah, you can see here now better. Okay, 2 hours of study, 62 marks. Again, 3 hours of study gives 78 marks. So basically, each dot is the data linking two values. Okay, one is the hours of study and the other one is mark. So they are linked. Okay, so this is scatter plot. And yeah, the next one is tree diagram, shows different options or categories branching from a starting point and organizes information in a clear hierarchical manner. Now it will start from here, and then these are all the three options. When this is satisfied, then these two will happen. So this is tree diagram. And the next is radar chart, displays data on a circular grid with several axes, each representing a different category or variable. Okay, instead of reading this, I will show you the chart and explain. That will be better. Now you can see this is a radar chart. All these charts are available in Excel sheet. Okay, you will find everything here. Insert chart. Okay, you can see here scatter chart is there. You can see here line charts are there. And yeah, radar chart. This is the one I'm using. So basically, these are all. Let's take one student. Okay, one student, communication skill, entrepreneurial skill, self-management skill, ICT skill, and green skill. And I have evaluated the child for that. So with this, I'm able to see the child entrepreneurial skill is not so good, because again, data visualization, the child has got only 34. Suppose the child has is 92, then you can see. Okay, so this gives me a better idea. This visualization will give me better idea how close the child is towards that skill. Basically, the data is converted into a visual form. Now you will be thinking, what is there to see visually? I can, if it is 34, I can easily, this question will definitely come. What is there to see visually, ma'am? Once I see 34, I know I have scored less. I'm showing only for one child, one student data. When we talk about AI, lakhs of students data will be there. Then it will be really difficult to visualize that data. Okay, so you can answer this way. Otherwise, when you explain, this question will come. No need to see this data, only I can understand. Less data, so we can easily see and do the analysis from the data. But if data is more, then visual form is required. So how you will choose the visual form? Based on what way you want to visualize it, you will choose the graph. Okay, and yeah, this is radar chart. You can see here it looks like a spider web. Okay, so there are many charts available. You can see this data catalog. Okay, visualization catalog is there. Maybe I will you can see here, this is the data visualization catalog. These many charts are there, so the child will be able to view by list, search by function. So this is just for knowledge. Okay, so you can just tell your children, apart from what is given in the textbook, there are more also. There are more ways the data can be visualized according to the requirement, according to the way that we want to see. Yeah. Okay, now how can we create data visualization? One thing I showed just now, Microsoft Excel. Okay, but there are also other tools, Matplotlib, Microsoft Power BI, Google Data Studio, and Tableau. So these tools will help to visualize the data in any pictorial form that we want. So the simple tool that we all know that is with us handy is Microsoft Excel. So you can show these charts with the students, because they have to do an activity. You can see here they have to visualize, like if for their project that they are doing, for the data that they have collected, they should know how to represent it in a pictorial form. Okay, so you can explain these things. Now in test management case study, visualization helps the team represent data, so they can use bar charts. Okay, for different months, what is pest infestation stage, okay, that they can use bar charts. They can use pie charts, okay, illustrated the proportion of pesticide usage in various regions, okay, according to the severity of the crops that are damaged by the worms. Line graph were used to track pest infestation trends over time, how quickly it is happening, in which month the infestation is happening very fast, which month it is slow. So to know the trends over time, okay, then line charts are used. Okay, again you can ask your students to do the same thing for their project work. And then fourth stage is modeling. So this we already discussed in grade 10. So modeling is the process of creating training, okay, that models can learn from data to make intelligent decisions, like how humans learn from experience to make better choices. So that is called as modeling, the way the AI model learns. Okay, so how it can learn, there are two ways it can learn: understanding machine intelligence. So first one is artificial intelligence. Okay, it is a technique that enables computers to mimic human intelligence. Okay, you can see the word mimic. It is not actual human intelligence, it's just mimicking our intelligence. So a robotic vacuum cleaner that navigates around the furniture, okay, that comes under artificial intelligence. A chess playing computer, Deep Blue, just now we saw. A virtual assistant which can understand our voice commands and respond to it. These are all AI systems because they mimic human behaviors like cleaning, playing games, responding to questions. Next comes machine learning. This is the next level, like how a child progress, okay, in their learning phase. Okay, the child will be in LKG, UKG, and then first grade, second grade, grade 3. So like that, the machines also advance. Okay, so machine learning is a type of AI that enables machine to learn from experience. Okay, it is not pretending to be intelligent, it is actually learning. That is the next stage. In artificial intelligence, it is pretending as if it knows everything like humans, but it is not actually the case. But when it comes to machine learning, it actually starts to learn from its experience. For example, email, okay, it is able to identify emails, spam, not spam. Okay, little bit of intelligence is there to classify the email as spam or not spam, and giving us recommendations for watching a movie. And again, understanding the data properly, learning the data, what you might like. Okay, so that is again machine learning. Shopping websites that learn your preferences and suggest products. Okay, as I told you, you might also like, people who bought this also bought this. Okay, these are all machine learning. And comes deep learning. This is much more advanced, like how a student progresses from kindergarten level, and then primary level, and then secondary level. So this is more advanced. Here deep learning is the most advanced form of AI, where the system trains itself using huge amounts of data. So the difference, in machine learning also learning happens, deep learning also the learning happens, but here the learning happens with huge data set. Okay, so that is what deep learning is all about. Okay, when we talk about a huge data set, face recognition system that can identify people in different poses and lighting. Okay, it can even predict our age and all. And language translation apps, it will not only understand our language, it knows to convert the language. Okay, and then self-driving cars, of course it can do so many things at the same time while driving. So that comes under deep learning. Okay, now as I told you, what is the difference between AI, ML, and DL, deep learning. So AI means basic. Okay, a child knows to learn A to Z, and we can combine letters to make words, simple rules for pronunciation. Okay, the child can easily read printed text but not handwritten ones. Though the child knows all the alphabets, the child cannot read from the handwritten notes. That is one problem. So this is the basic level. As the child goes to high school, what happens? The student learns to understand different handwriting style. Yeah, the child can read the peer's notebook. Okay, when the student makes a mistake, he or she remembers and improves next time. Gets better at reading complex words by seeing them repeatedly. Keeps improving with practice, but still struggles with very complex text. Okay, that is machine learning. When we talk about deep learning, it is like a professor. Okay, they have taken directly to professor, not secondary student, directly professor who has read thousands of books and corrected even more students notebooks. Okay, can read, understand any type of text instantly, can figure out unclear words by understanding the context. Yes, we also do that. Even if some words are missing, we are not bothered. Based on the context, we are able to figure out the words. Professor can understand incomplete or damaged text. The professor can handle any reading challenge thanks to deep understanding of language pattern. So that is how it is. Artificial intelligence mimicking the intelligence of human, machine learning, learning with experience, deep learning, learning with huge amount of data. As you can see here, okay, deep learning, of course, most of the systems that we see, they are artificial intelligence system, but not everything is deep learning. But every deep learning system is AI system. I hope you understood this subset. So AI is an umbrella term. Under that, we have machine learning, and under machine learning, we have deep learning. So everything starts from here. It first starts with AI and then goes to machine learning and then to deep learning, like how a child progress in their learning phase. So at the core is deep. Yeah, that's what whatever I told now. Okay, so in deep learning, they process everything as numbers, which is binary numbers, zeros and ones, and finds pattern through mathematical calculation. Yes, it applies lot of algorithms and then it tries to find the pattern. Okay, this is human charts and machines binary patterns. This is the difference. And now type of approaches. Okay, so when we say modeling, then there is some method, okay, that is adapted to learn. Okay, that's adopted to learn. For example, I told you, when there is data, after data okay, pizza. Okay, the ingredients are ready. What we will do, there are many approaches, many ways to make the pizza: cooker pizza, oven pizza, tawa pizza. Similarly here also, when we talk about AI model, learning based model, rule based model. So when we say learning based, we are talking about machine learning and deep learning, we discussed just now. So what is rule based approach? The system will just follow the rules and make the decision. Okay, that is rule based approach. I gave the same example. Okay, rule based approach, we can relate it to math problem. Okay, if you all remember, anybody who attended grade 10 math problem, two data is given by the math teacher, 1782 divided by 7. Okay, so the data is given, instruction is given. What is the instruction? Divide is the instruction. Now what the child has to do, the child has to apply the rules of division and then solve the problem. That is rule based approach. There is nothing to do beyond that. Okay, so decisions are made clearly based on, answers will come based on the defined rules. Given the same input, the system consistently produces the same output. Of course, when there is one rule for division, for the same data, same output only. The decision making process is easily understandable. The system cannot learn or adapt beyond its predefined rules. Okay, the child will just follow the rule. Okay, that's it. Same way for rule based learning. Now you can see here, now how rule based learning happens. So how it is trained, apple picture is shown. Is it round? Yes. Is it red? Yes, it's an apple. That's it. Okay, again, Is the fruit elongated? Yes. Is the fruit yellow? Yes. It's a banana. That's it. Okay. So some of the automated calls that we get, press 1 for this, press 2 for this. If you press some other number, it doesn't know what to do. It's the same thing. Okay. When you get that automated phone calls or messages, okay, the chat bots that we get message from airlines and all, flight is cancelled, like what you want to do, refund or book another date. Okay, so we have to just click on what is the available there. If we type something in the WhatsApp, it will say that I'm not able to understand. Okay, contact customer care, it will say. Okay, so the same thing they are telling, everything is given. If it is circle, if it is red, then apple. If it is elongated, yellow or banana. So everything is fed. So that is rule based approach. Okay, that's what they are telling. If you show some other color also, it will straight away tell that it is not banana because it is in green color. Okay, next comes learning based approach. Okay, here the system learns from examples and data to make predictions about new things. Okay, so here we will have it learns from many examples and not from fixed rule. Okay, so much of data is given to the AI system to train. Okay, it is not that if it is this, if it is this, it's not like that. It can understand new or different situations based on what it has learned. It can recognize patterns and connections in the data. So I will quickly show you. You can see these are all labeled data. Now I am showing multiple images of apple and I'm telling, see, this is also apple. I'm taking one bright red apple and showing this is also apple. I'm showing green apple and again I'm telling this is also apple. So this is how it is trained. Again for banana, again I'm showing multiple images and I'm training. This is learning based. It's not by rule. I'm showing, see, and the same image will be shown in multiple angles also. In different lightings also it will be shown. You can see here, different poor lighting also it should be able to detect. Okay, so this is called as labeled data set. Why labeled data set? Every apple I show, I tell the machine this is apple. This is apple. Okay, so that is why it is called as labeled data set. So the labeled data set is entered into the machine. Okay, machine trained using labeled data set. This is learning based AI. Okay, it creates a rule. Okay, now it only says okay, light red also apple or green also apples, like that it forms the rules on its own and you will test it with some other data. You are testing with another new banana with so many black dots in that, then also it is able to apply the rules and then give you the output. It is able to make the prediction that it is banana. As you can see here, in rule based approach, data is given, rule is given, the machine will just give the output. But here we are giving labeled data set and the rules are defined by the system only. Red color, stem is there, green, yellow, everything it creates a rule. Okay, if this is also there, if even if it is red, it is apple. Even if it is green, it is apple because it forms a rule. Green, circle, stem, leaf, everything it takes. Okay, so this is learning based approach. Okay, now the advantage of the learning model, learning based approach over rule based approach is learning model is capable of learning, improving its accuracy and more data when more and more data is available. Even the quick draw, that example that we draw, this is an example of learning based. The more the people draw, the more it is able to identify the patterns. Okay, next, choosing an algorithm. Of course, there are many algorithms as we discussed, oven pizza, cooker pizza. So like that, when you want to train the AI model, there are many ways. Okay, you can see here for rule based, these are all the algorithm name: decision tree, expert system, production rule system. What do you mean by decision tree? A flowchart like system that makes decision by following branches based on yes or no question. Yeah, rule based means yes or no. If this is there, yes, this is there. Is the person monthly income is more than 1 lakh? Yes. Is the person is having some other is the person is having a job? Yes, then approve loan. Okay, real life example, bank approval system that check criteria like income, credit score, employment, then the loan will be sanctioned. Expert system. Okay, AI that mimics human expert knowledge using if then rules. Again, if this symptom is there, and if this symptom is there, and if this symptom is there, then this is the disease. That is another example of a rule-based approach algorithm, which is expert system. Production rule system, systems that use a set of rules to solve specific problem. Automatic thermostat system that control temperature control in room. Basically, sensors will capture the temperature, and if the temperature goes beyond this, enable this. Again, that is a rule-based approach. So these are all the algorithms that are followed in that can be used in a rule-based approach. But when we come to learning-based system, there are many algorithms available. Broad learning system, BLS. Okay, a fast learning system learns very fast, can process large amount of data, everything in a single step. Example, weather prediction. So to train a AI model which can predict weather, broad learning system algorithm can be used. Okay, to differentiate between is spam filters, spam mail or not spam mail, we can use the algorithm multi-layer perceptron. If you remember this word, a mathematical calculation which is applied to take a decision. Okay, so MLP, a system that learns by mimicking how human brain neurons work. This is actually deep learning. Okay, how human brains work, same way it works to classify the emails as spam or not spam. Again, face recognition systems in smartphone. Okay, it is based on convolutional neural network. This is an algorithm name, and for processing grid-like data, that is images. Why grid-like? Grid-like, you can see the images are made up of pixel. When you zoom the image, you can see the entire picture is made up of a grid of array of pixels. Okay, so rows and columns. Small dots. Next, voice recognition system in virtual assistants. Okay, if you want to train a machine or if you want to develop a AI system for voice recognition, you have to use the algorithm wavelet multi-layer perceptron, an advanced version of MLP that can better handle complex patterns. Again, social media content filtering system. For that, support vector machines algorithm can be used, a system that finds the best way to separate different categories of data. Okay, so these many algorithms are there. The first three are for rule based. Okay, for taking simple decision based on yes or no questions or if then rules. The next one, these are all learning based algorithm where you want the AI model to take decisions like human beings. Okay. Okay. Now, after choosing the algorithm, okay, once you know what algorithm has to be used, there are websites available like GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab to train the model. What you can do, you can take the data and go to that particular algorithm. Okay, use that algorithm, follow the steps in the code to teach your computer system, to teach your AI model. Okay, these things will be done by children of 11th and 12th grades for their project work. For now, they should know what are all the algorithms available and which algorithm has to be used for which purpose. Okay, now if we come back to our case study, so both the rules, both the approaches they tried, the team first tried a simple rule based model. Okay, where it looked for basic signs like holes in the leaves to spot pests. Okay, if there is a hole, we also know that it is a pest. But since pest damage looks different in different plants and condition, this didn't work well. Okay, because it looks different in different plants. So what they did, they used learning based approach. In the learning based approach, which algorithm they used? They used convolutional neural network algorithm, where they showed thousands of pictures of both healthy plants and plants with pests. Okay, just like how a farmer gets better, okay, with experience, the AI also learned to spot patterns and signs of pests from these pictures. Since it is trained with huge number of pictures, it is able to predict well. Okay, by seeing the holes or any damage in the leaf, it is able to predict whether it is affected with pest or not. This worked much better. Okay, the system became highly accurate at finding pests and could even spot early signs of damage that humans might miss. This is a major concern, right? It has to be detected at the early stage itself. So the AI model was able to do that. Now you can ask your students, think up for your AI problem you are trying to solve, answer this question. Which approach would work better for your problem? Like which algorithm and can be used? Okay, rule based or learning based approach will work, and if so, which algorithm? Okay, and we are in the evaluation stage. We all know evaluation means it's like comparing your answer with the key sheet, checking the predictions with the actual answers, which is called as evaluation. How reliable our AI model is by testing and comparing the predictions with actual answers. Okay, now if we train the AI model with too much of data, then what it will do for that particular, if you again test it with the same question, it will perform so well. Okay, that is what is called as overfitting. Means creating a model that memorizes the training set so closely that it fails to make correct predictions on new data. It is like the more the child starts working on the questions in the textbook, the child will start remembering the answer. So when the question is little bit changed in the exam, the child will not be able to do it, because the child will not be able to apply the learning and solve that question. So that time it is called as overfitting. Okay, now there is one information byte is given. You can ask your students to go through. And yeah, types of result. Okay, when we evaluate a model, okay, there are 4 outcomes that is possible. We are talking only about classification. Okay, either this or that. Okay, now the result you can see here.
Excuse
True,
me,
positive.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, that overfitting, could you just please explain that once more?
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
See what happens when you start training the student with so much of okay, let's take a child started reading the textbook so well, okay, that the child has by heart everything in the textbook. So any question that you ask directly from the textbook, the child will be able to do well, because the child has just by heart everything in the textbook. Okay, so in training stage, okay, in the training data, the child will do very well. But in the exam, okay, if you give a different question, okay, simply change something, a small change in the question also, the child will not be able to do well. We have seen these kind of students in our real life also. In the class the child was doing very well, but in the exam only a small change, if you just change the number, the child will not be able to do. Okay, so the same way AI
Yes,
model,
ma'am.
yeah, AI model also training just like students to solve. Okay, okay, testing data from using the same data for training and testing would be like practicing and taking a test with same exam question. So in AI we call this as overfitting. So overfitting means creating the model that memorizes the training set, that it fails to make correct predictions on new data. When the data is new, the AI is not able to make the correct prediction.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Now we will talk about the result. When the evaluation is done, definitely you will get the result. When we talk about result, there are only 2 things to compare: prediction by AI and what is happening in the real life. Okay, so let's say that let's understand how face recognition work on our phone. When you try to unlock your phone with the face, AI has to make a decision. Okay, is the phone is this the phone's owner or not, whether it should be able to predict whether it is your face or not, if you are the owner of that phone. Okay, so just like us, AI can make correct decisions or it can make wrong decisions. So here are the 4 possible outcomes. Okay, so what are the 4 possible outcomes? In reality there are 2 outcomes, something which is happening in real, something which is not happening in real. So in reality, two outcomes are there. AI's prediction, okay? Again, two outcomes will be there. Whether it is predicting correctly or whether it is not predicting correctly. So there are actually four possible outcomes. Two in reality, two predictions by AI. Now we will see what are the four outcomes. Result, two true positive. What is true positive? In reality, it's your face. You're the owner of the phone. Okay. In reality, it's your face. AI also says it's you. Means it is correctly identifying your face and it is unlocking the phone. So this result is called as true positive. In reality, also it is happening. AI is also predicting in a positive manner. So it is true positive. Next, we will see true negative. What do you mean by true negative? In reality, it is not your face. And AI is also telling it is not you. Okay, it means that it is correct. So phone stays locked when you're, so the phone is not getting unlocked. I hope it is clear. In reality, also it is not your face, and AI is also telling it's not you, and it is not unlocking the phone. So this is called as true negative. Okay. And the next one is false positive. What is false positive? It is not your face. In reality, it's not your face. When the moment you see false, it means it's a wrong prediction. Okay. It is wrong by AI. So whenever you see the first one, both true positive, true negative, both are correct. Though it says the word negative, but it keeps the phone unlocked. So it is correct. When the moment you see the word false, it means the prediction has gone wrong. Where it has gone wrong, we will see now. When we say false, when the result is false positive, it means that in reality, it is not your face, but AI says, AI predicts that it is you and it mistakenly unlocks your phone, which is very wrong, right? It shouldn't happen. It is an error. So that scenario is called as, that result is called as false positive. False positive means not your face, but it is telling it's you. Positively, it is telling, okay, that it is you. So it's an error. The next one is false negative. False negative. Again, when you see the word false, it's an error. It means in reality, it is your face, but AI says it's not you. So it is false negative. That result is called as false negative. And what it does, phone fails to unlock for you only. Okay, because maybe you are wearing glasses. Okay, or you had changed your haircut. Okay, so in that case, even for your face in reality, it is predicting wrongly. It is predicting that it is not you and it is not unlocking your phone. In that case, it is called as false negative. So these are all the four possible outcomes that can happen after evaluation. Okay, so how it can be evaluated? Basically using these four parameters: F1 score, recall, accuracy, precision. These are all the four ways the efficiency of a model can be evaluated. Again, what are all these? We actually, the children will be learning in grade 10, but for time being, you can tell like we evaluate you in so many ways. Sometimes we evaluate you for practicals, project work, FAs, essays. Then we will see which is the best way of evaluating you. Okay, same way. Sometimes what we will do finally, we will pick up 5 marks from projects, 10 marks from practical, and a little bit from FA, little from essay, and then we will make one consolidated score. That is actually F1 score. Okay, it will pick some from recall, some weightage will be given for precision, and F1 score will be calculated. Okay, so for grade 9 students, you can just tell this way, okay, how we evaluate you in different ways. Similarly, AI model is also evaluated using all these parameters. Okay, it's the same thing I have given. Different AI algorithms achieve these goals differently as shown here. Okay, so depending on what algorithm you are using, your answers will be different. Okay, so now we will come to, therefore we can select the appropriate algorithm for AI modeling during the evaluation phase as well. So we have to use the correct evaluation, correct algorithm for AI modeling. Okay, now in our case study, the AI model was trained. Yeah, they took lot of photographs. They interviewed farmers. They collected weather data. So they have the team moved on to the evaluation phase to assess its performance. So they used a separate set of images that the AI had never seen before to test how accurately it could identify pests on plants. They took so many photographs, right? For example, if they had taken 10,000 photographs, 7,000 they used it for training, 3,000 they didn't even show it to AI model during the training phase, during the modeling only, training, right? In evaluation phase, they use the remaining 3,000 photographs to test the efficiency of the model. Okay, so what happened there? The evaluation model calculating key parameters like precision, recall, accuracy to determine how well the model was performing. For instance, they tracked false positive, means errors, where the model mistakenly identified a pest when there wasn't one. There was no pest, but it told that it is pest. So it is wrong. Again, false negative, when the model actually missed an actual pest. Pest was there, but it said, it predicted that there is no pest. So these two cases they took. They also examined true positives, where it identified correctly when the pests are there, and true negatives uh, identified correctly when there were no pests, means the plants were healthy. Okay, by evaluating these results, the team could fine tune the model. Okay, again train the model, adjust its thresholds. Okay, threshold means a decision point. Okay, till where you can say that it is affected, until where you can leave it. For example, I gave the same example. Threshold means we keep the decision point as 40 for passing, children passing the exam. Okay, anything above that is considered pass, anything below 40 is fail. Now this threshold will be decided when they are actually evaluating the AI model. They will make the adjustments. Okay, I think the threshold is very strict. Okay, we can be little more liberal in changing the threshold. Like we can, instead of 40, we will keep it 50. Okay, like that the AI developers will adjust the threshold to improve the overall accuracy of the AI system. So this step was crucial to ensure AI system not only performed well on the training data, but it is also able to perform well in with the new set of images which they had kept separately. Okay, and yeah, so for this is again an activity. Students can predict what will be the true positive, true negative for the project that they were actually planning from the beginning of the lesson. And last, once the evaluation is done, deployment, making the model to work in real world by integrating it into systems or devices where it will be used. As you can see that once model is developed, it can be uh, deployed in a browser like YouTube, Amazon, Grammarly to watch our history and all. Okay, and it can be used in embedded systems like Tesla Autopilot, Amazon Echo, Apple Watch. So these AI models can be embedded in these systems, or it can be on the cloud like OneDrive, Netflix, Google Assistant. It can also be used in smartphone, Google Lens, Siri, Spotify, or it can also be used as a desktop application like Luminar AI, Adobe Photoshop, Figma, and all. So once the model is developed, okay, it can be deployed on various devices, desktops, smartphones, embedded systems, cloud, or browser. Okay, depends on the purpose. So the same way they are telling, they deployed it in different villages and see how it is able to work. And they also gave a Marathi interface and other local languages so that it becomes farmer friendly. And took training sessions for the farmers so that they know how to use the app effectively. Feedback system was integrated to continuously monitor the app's performance in real condition. Yes, even when we use chat gpt, it will take the feedback. Did you like thumbs up or thumbs down? Did you like? So everywhere, if you see, even after Zoom meeting or Teams meeting, it will take the, even WhatsApp call, it will take the feedback. Why? Again, it's a data to understand, to fine tune the performance. Suppose if you say I'm not happy, then it will start collecting how long you were talking and what was your internet connectivity. Everything it will start, it will have its own parameter and it will start analyzing to fine tune and give the better performance for the consumers. Regular updates were pushed to improve accuracy and add new pest detection capabilities. Yes, the AI app should be upgraded frequently. Now, yeah, if you remember, we started with Kasparov. Okay, he again went for a rematch with Deep Blue. So, what happened in the rematch? I leave it to you for you to go through. Okay, I hope you have gone through, teachers. So this is the first thing, like the AI system starts beating the world champion. Of course, it can. One good thing is, see, again, it is only mimicking the human. Okay, it can only beat Kasparov in chess. The other things that he is very skillful at, the same machine cannot do it. The same system cannot do it. Okay, maybe he is good in singing or dancing, so the Deep Blue cannot do that, at least as of now. So it is good in playing chess game, and definitely it is much better than the world chess champion, but it is good only in that. It cannot handle multiple things. Okay, so with this the lesson gets over. Again, career connect is there. Okay, let's recap. And then worksheets are there. Starting with MCQs and assertion based, assertion reasoning question. Fill in the blanks, so you can ask your students to do everything in the textbook itself. True or false question, short answer, long answer. Hots. Okay, if you want to challenge some students, you can definitely ask them to solve this. Again, activity time, Google Teachable mission. Okay, so you can ask students to create project in that to identify objects and all. Okay, with this the lesson gets over. Yeah, you were asking for textbook. I will just show you the front page of the textbook. Just give me a second. Yeah, grade 9. This is grade 9. Hope you are able to see. Showing correctly. Yeah, you can see this is grade 9 AI textbook. I think it is coming in reverse. Okay, and this is grade 10 textbook. And you want to see the front cover, so I'm just showing you. This is grade 10 textbook. So you can see here the chapters are given. And yeah, everything that I show, okay, whatever you see in the ebook, you can see here as well. Okay, you can see it's more colorful and very child friendly, and the space to do MCQs, fill in the blanks, that is also available here itself. Okay, so any questions?
Ma'am, I have a question. I'm Sirisha here.
Ma'am?
Yeah, do you have answers, ma'am, for all the questions given in this textbook?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I was about to say. That you can see it in the resources. They are actually uploading the answers, ma'am. For lessons, okay. For till 8th grade, it is already done. And for 9th and 10th, the answers are answer key will be uploaded for all the questions in the textbook.
Ma'am, it's available for
So-
chapter 1 and
So
2.
is it
Just
not
check.
available in the textbook, ma'am?
No, ma'am. If it is available in the textbook, then children also will be able to see, right? It is only for the
Oh.
teachers to see.
Fine, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, kindly show the front page. Nupur, ma'am, I hope you saw the page. I'm not sure what exactly you want to see. This is the front page, ma'am. And this is how it looks inside. And then you have how the book is structured. That is also given here. You can see what are the features of the textbook. It is given here. As I told you, info byte is there, career connect is there, and the question, context setting. Okay, so everything is IRA. Okay, so that you will find in the
Ma'am, uh, from which grade do we have this textbook, ma'am?
uh, for which subject you're asking, ma'am? AI?
For AI, ma'am.
Okay, so I will take you to the teacher dashboard and I will show you there.
Okay.
Okay, before that, if any questions are there, I can take it.
Can we get a link to the ebook, ma'am, if available?
We are not, there is no link available for ebook, ma'am. But once you get the user credential for this OpenCS platform,
We still haven't got. I even attended the grade 10. I really liked the way the content is being covered and explained in the book. And
okay.
many places, the examples and pictorial representations are beautiful and very interesting.
Thank you, ma'am.
That
Thank you.
is the reason, because in our school, we are having AI as a compulsory and a skill subject from grade 6 to grade 10. So
Okay.
I just wanted to know from your, do you have books from grade 6 or it's only 8, 9, 10? How is it?
Ma'am, currently we have only for 9th and 10th, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
Good. That is more important actually, but slowly we can go down
Yes,
with the basics.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, because as you see, grade 9 and 10 teachers only, they want it actually. But
Yes,
of
ma'am.
course, we are also in the process of creating books for from 6th grade onwards. So,
Sure.
more
Sure, ma'am. I just wanted the credentials only, please, because
yes, ma'am, I can
latest
understand.
credentials.
I can understand your interest and curiosity and to explore and see. Definitely, you will get, ma'am. As I told you, the number of requests are more actually, and we also want to check the authenticity. We don't just want to generate and give access for everyone. So
Okay.
that process is also happening behind. So
Yes. Okay.
slowly, it will be sent in batches, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Nupur speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, what was today's topic of training?
Ma'am, today is a grade 9 AI project cycle, ma'am.
Project cycle.
Yes,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Then what is the branch name?
Sorry,
What is the branch name for this?
branch name.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not getting, ma'am. What do you mean by branch name?
Ma'am, in the repeat by form, it is written branch name.
In which form?
You need
Ma'am,
to write
feedback form.
your school,
Ma'am, that is
Ah.
for your school, the school
School
and
branch.
which branch
Yes.
of your school.
Like school name I have already spelled. Then what is the branch name here?
Ma'am, if you have 2, 3 branch, then
Okay, okay,
ah,
okay. Got it. Got it,
Address of
ma'am.
the school it is asking.
Yes,
Address.
ma'am. Okay.
okay. Please,
Ma'am,
I
what is the
request super
approximate
teacher
cost
team.
of these books?
Sorry, ma'am.
What is the approximate cost of these two books, 9th and 10th standard books?
This admin will be able to tell you, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. Because if you want the students, all students would not be able to afford. So, approximately, if you would know, then it would be good. That's why.
Yes, ma'am. So what you can do, like all these queries that you have,
Mhm.
all these thing non-academic, okay,
Yeah.
stuff that you have, please post it in the feedback form so that we will be able to address it, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
what is F1 score, Nupur ma'am? F1 score, yeah, it is actually taking while evaluating it using F1 score, we are actually giving consideration to recall and precision. So basically, like how we say, final score is half of essay and 1/4 of FA, 1/4 of project work. So basically, like that, there is a formula to calculate the F1 score.
Good evening,
Good
Ramya
evening, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, actually, I want to ask in class 8th book, which coding you have introduced?
For grade 8,
For
ma'am.
class, yeah, grade 8.
Yeah, I will just show you, ma'am. Yeah, here it's a Python
Okay, okay.
and HTML is also there.
Okay. And 6th and 7th?
Yeah,
For
just
6th and 7th?
so, ma'am, in that also, see 6, 7 also, 6, 7, 8, there are two textbooks available, ma'am. One is Super Coder, and if I scroll down, the other one is Happy Coder.
In all these, from 6th onwards, you have introduced Python.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Python
okay.
is there, Scratch is there.
Okay. Scratch.
Not
Okay.
in 8th
Thank you.
grade level, in still the lower level, I'm telling. Okay, if you see here in Happy Coder, MIT App Inventor is there where children will be creating apps in MIT App Inventor.
This is for class grade 6.
Grade
8.
8, ma'am. Grade 8. As
Okay.
I told you, we have two textbooks available. One is Happy Coder and the other one is Master Coder. You can see here,
Okay.
let me show you, you will be able to understand. You can see here, these are all grade 1, grade 2 junior coder. Okay,
Yeah.
this is junior coder for grade 1 and 2. Grade
Mhm.
3 onwards, we have super coder series. So you can see
Okay.
here grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7,
Yeah.
grade 8, super coder. And then we have AI superstar for 9th and 10th.
Okay, okay,
Again,
okay.
from grade 3, we have happy coder series where the content will be totally different.
Okay, yes.
We have two series. Ma'am, if you really want to have the textbook and all, in the feedback form, kindly mention. So one of our executive will come to your school with all the sample textbooks and you can go through the books.
Okay, okay, ma'am, sure.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, Ramya ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
This is Lakshmi here.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am.
Thank you so much again for the valuable session. I just would like to know what would be the tomorrow's topic, ma'am?
Tomorrow will be AI ethics, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. And as usual, like every day, have a small request for you. Please try to work upon on the ICSC syllabus also.
Okay.
I'm eagerly waiting for that.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. I hope you are also putting it in the feedback form.
Yes, I did put definitely.
Yes, ma'am, but
So much.
it won't be possible in this year because anyway, you know, like creating a
I mean,
textbook.
I was very much impressed with the book content, the layout and all these things. I mean, the kind of questions that were given, a session reasoning, the activity time, everything. I mean, for a lesson plan, it's just blindly I can follow the headings, tap, 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 and finish it off.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Very
so
true.
nice and clear. Thanks to the content writers.
Thank you,
It
ma'am.
was really
Definitely.
very nice book, but unfortunately I can't follow. Out of my interest, I'm just joining. I have joined both grade 10 and now hearing the grade 9 also. Thank you so much. I may not be able to attend tomorrow's class because of some other meetings. So once again, my complete gratitude to you for such a valuable, informative session, both for grade 10 and 9. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your feedback. And definitely, I will take these words to super teacher team also. Like the entire team will be happy. And
Yeah, I
yes,
do
ma'am. Then
attend
tomorrow we will be missing you.
Vastu's classes also often. He's also equivalent to you. He's also too good.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, of course. He has a like huge teacher following actually, like for his
Yeah.
sessions.
He mesmerizes
Hello.
with his words, very frankly speaking.
Really big
Thank
words, ma'am.
you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
everything, ma'am. Yep. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a good day ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions, you can post it in the chat window or you can unmute and ask. Otherwise,
Good
please fill the
evening, ma'am.
feedback
Good
form.
evening, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Uh,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, I have filled all the form and everything what is required to be done.
Okay.
I just wanted to inquire about, do you conduct any boot camp for students also?
Okay,
For
ma'am.
guiding them for different projects and all, because we have a large number of students. So, will it be possible for you to conduct a boot camp for them?
Yeah, ma'am, please, everything like, yeah, I won't be able to tell you these things then and there. Definitely, we have to work together as a team and plan, and then only we will able to come up with things. But if we know that there is a requirement from teachers for these kind of sessions, okay, please put it in the feedback form so that we will be able to take it up.
Okay, ma'am.
If there is
Today's
a
feedback I have already filled. I have not mentioned this thing over there. Tomorrow, definitely, I'll add this to the
yes,
feedback.
ma'am. Yeah, that's what, because
Yes,
if you ask me like one to one straight like this, I cannot give any commitment now,
yes,
because
ma'am. Yes,
we have
ma'am.
a team, we have a protocols, we have to follow that. Okay.
Yes,
Definitely, if it's a requirement from teachers, of course, we will be able to do it that as well.
yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ramya ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
apart from computers and AI, do you have anything related to robotics also? Do you do?
Uh,
Super Academy?
No, ma'am. As of now, it is not there. But again, this is also a good point for us. If you have not filled the feedback form, please write it, ma'am. So, see, now we know that teachers want from sixth grade onwards, they want session on AI projects. And now you are telling you need content for robotics. Yeah, we can keep these things in mind, ma'am. But everything has to be stored somewhere so that when we actually sit and analyze data, we will be able to pull out and take necessary action. So,
Yeah, because somewhere down the line, as you are progressing with grades, all these things get interrelated with each other and it becomes more interesting.
true, ma'am,
Uh,
very true.
So the way I have seen the flow of content and the way your lessons are being carried out chapter wise. So the flow of it was really very good. So that is the reason I was just thinking if there's robotics also, I would add that also, that I would like to see sample copies of
Okay.
them as well. That is the reason.
Okay, ma'am. As we get the requirements, still last year AI was not there, ma'am. This year only we developed books for grade 9
Oh,
and 10.
wonderful. Wonderfully done.
Yes.
Really.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
ma'am.
so
I'll
much. Thank you,
definitely
ma'am.
take, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
If you don't have any doubts and if you have filled the feedback form, you can leave for today, teachers. Have a great evening. We will see you tomorrow at 5 with AI ethics session. Ambika ma'am, if you are there, you have asked a question. Can you give more examples of problems that students can use to build AI project cycle? This question will be good if you put it to your students only, ma'am. You can just ask this question to students to come up with problems that they can solve using AI project cycle. So you will get better answers from them, from their perspective, and it will also help the students to think, and it will actually make them to see the problems around them. Okay, so okay, thank you so much, teachers. Have a great evening. Bye, all of you. See you tomorrow at 5.
Good evening, madam.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
I'm S.K. Gupta. I wanted that if you have to take a workshop on the live project on Python, on CV, NLP, and statistical data, that can help us a lot because most of the things in AI are the theoretical.
Okay.
If you can help in this regard, then that is very good for us.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thanks for your point and suggestion. So please fill it in the feedback form.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, we will take all the requests and then we will definitely consider these things for taking training sessions, sir.
Okay. Thank you.